Hey guys, thanks for joining tonight's call. This is our weekly Tuesday night call that is just here to give us some inspiration, some motivation, and perhaps some wisdom that we haven't yet thought about. Tonight we have our lovely Angela, and I am so excited because she's talking about something that is inevitable in our business, something that we are all going to face, something that we face daily in this business, and that is failure. But what I need you to know about failure is it ain't a bad thing. You're going to fail on your way to success. So I just think that this is going to be a great call, especially for this time of year when people are starting to think that maybe this isn't for them. Maybe they don't have what it takes. Maybe this isn't going to go anywhere. So please just open your ears, write your notes, and we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Angela and get this call started. I love you guys. I'm so glad you're here.
Hey guys. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of serious and then we'll go up. So bear with me. You have to hit bottom to go up. So that's your business, that's your life, that's your even in your family, your friendships. You think of your best friend and you've probably had a down. You get into a fight, but everything's okay. So I've hit those. I have an amazing team. I have an amazing upline and downline team. But I myself, even though I plug and I try and I message people, I haven't hit Success Club. So what would you call that? You would call that probably a failure. Another way to go ahead and flip that around is maybe that, and I just turned this around this week. So guys, it's not too late. It's the 20th. There's still 10 days left in the month, 11 days. Is there 31 days? But failure would be quitting. It would be giving up. It would be, maybe you think people are judging you or maybe you're not good enough. But guess what? I bet you Lindsay's been there. I bet you any of the top coaches will tell you that they've done something and they haven't made it. I bet you if you ask them, they couldn't even count how many times they failed at something or considered themselves failing at something or been told no or not hit a goal they've set. But it doesn't mean they fail. It means that they have learned. They've taken an experience that they've had and they've turned it around. It's a new experience and it teaches you what's effective and ineffective. If you don't do that and you don't jump out of the box and take that risk, your fear of falling down, your fear of somebody looking at you like you're not doing something or you thinking somebody's thinking that, it holds you back. It doesn't matter what, Lindsay thinks of what I said, because that's not what I said. That's not how I feel about it, and it's not how maybe somebody else here feels about it. I can tell you that I've fallen to the bottom. I've been in an apartment with no stove, no fridge. My power was being turned off, and I turned that around. It's not something that you can't come back from. And I wouldn't wish what I went through on anybody, but I know that it's put me where I am today. And I know that just because I didn't help 15 people last month, like I had written down on my board that's over here, it doesn't mean that I can't do that. It doesn't mean that this month 15 people aren't going to be helped because I wanted to help them. So the basis of all of that is knowing where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, you can't set yourself up for winning versus the failure. Your winning is taking what you've learned already. Have you written a goal down, looked at it, memorized it, said it out loud every single day, believed in yourself, and then let yourself down? I have. But I can look at that goal today and I can make it happen. because I'm not going to stop. How can I say it? Talking about how horrible you've done, though, is going to hold you back. It doesn't motivate you. It doesn't push you. It doesn't give you the momentum to build up the success that you need. So if you sit there and you think about it and you talk about it, it's going to break you down. So you can take fear and of those things and make it two things. You can forget everything and turn around and run from it, or you can face everything and rise. When you get down on yourself, turn to, and I love this about the groups, is that you can turn to everybody and say, guys, it's just not working. But I bet you that there'll be 10 or 15 people on there that say, you can do it. Are you reading your personal development? Look what I read today. Like, you can totally do this. Don't just, what can we do to help you? They lift you up. And that's what this is. It's a whole team that picks you up. So make a roadmap for yourself and make it big. I wish I had my board in here, guys. It's in the other room. Write down every single one of your coaches, make a list of them, and ask them how you can help them not fail. If you want your success, help them build momentum that helps you build momentum. I know my team, if I say, you guys, I'm not feeling this, like, what's going on? They all look at me and they're like, okay, no, guess what I just did? I just hit Success Club 10, and where are you? So what holds you back? Have you thought about it? Have you thought that, like, maybe you work too much? Maybe your kids aren't sleeping at night, or, you don't have the energy. You can go ahead and find that energy, because guess what? Working out gives you more energy. If you make the decision that you're going to move on, it won't happen. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It doesn't matter how disappointed you are, but it gets better. I can tell you that much. It does. I went, and this is just a little backstory about my team. I started in May of last year. I went full force. I went Ruby in, I think, 3 months. It was when my coaches decided that they weren't just discount coaches. So I went Ruby in 3 months, which is not huge, but it's fast. And then I dropped off. And I dropped off because of my own reasons, because of my own insecurities. And it's held me back 100%. My own insecurities have held me back. The problem with that is you set yourself up and you don't get it out of your head once you make that decision. And the decision needs to be, and I see a couple super familiar faces that are so guilty of holding themselves back on my screen right now. And it's something that you do to yourself. And I see you smiling there. It's something you do to yourself. You have value. Your value, if you don't know what it is, you need to reevaluate your why. Why are you doing this? Because your why gives you your value. what you're posting every day needs to reflect that, because you might not think that somebody needs to hear it, but somebody needs to hear it. You might not think that somebody needs to see you working out today, but somebody needs to see it. I saw today somebody said, "Thank you for sharing this because I was lazy today and I didn't work out." And somebody shared that they got up and they weren't motivated, but they still did it. And that person went to work out because of them. I saw somebody say, I have fallen off my meal plan, but I see what you're doing and how you're eating, and that's amazing. I can't, I'm going to get right back on this. It happens to each one of us every single day. And if it's not you, I bet you see another coach in your news feed whose people say that to them. And you're like, dang, why didn't they say that to me? Did you share it? Did you post about it? Are you being consistent about it? If you're not, then you're not going to see that. If you aren't sharing at least 3 times a day, and you really should, seriously, if you're sharing 3 times a day and you're doing morning, noon, and night, you should really aim to up it. Post 5 or 6 times a day. What are you going to do? Annoy somebody? Does it bother you? But I have notes here, sort of. So I'm trying to look at them. I'm sorry, guys. When you get down, think about what you have, where you've been, and where you can go with that. Because there's a lot of people who would like to go there. There's a lot of people who have gotten there. They've gotten down. They've gotten past it. And they've gotten there. And we all watch them every single day. If you're not watching the coaches that are going somewhere, then you need to start watching them, because they're doing the things that we all dream of doing. You dream of whatever your definition of your why is. And if you aren't watching the people making it possible to accomplish that, then you need to watch them. Seriously. Watch what these people do. Watch like the truth bombs. Like when somebody shares a post and says, "Look at this amazing post so-and-so did." Like, this is an amazing post. Read those posts and see why people are following them. See why they're making their dreams come true. Because you can make them come true. And it kind of was going to go into a little bit more about me. Those of you who don't follow me, today I've been clean off of prescription drugs for 5 years. So when I say I moved into an apartment with no stove and no fridge, I worked 2 jobs, one to pay my bills and keep my rent going, so I had somewhere to live, and one was to buy pills. That's what I did. I have had, I can't even tell you how many times I've turned around and thought, dang, that would be so much easier right now. Like, dang, things aren't good right now, so I should just escape. But it wouldn't get you. It wouldn't get me anywhere. It wouldn't get, somebody who's been a recovered alcoholic, it wouldn't get them any better of a day by picking up a drink, because in the end, they feel worse for actually doing what they know they shouldn't have done. It sets you back. I've lost a lot since getting sober. And a lot of times I look at that and I think, well, if I could have just helped that one person, if that could have just, especially since starting this, since starting Beachbody, I've always thought, and since starting, I can tell you on two hands, it's two hands, how many people I've lost from addiction, from back home, friends, people I went to school with. But I thought, dang, if I would have reached out to that person, would they have found this as their lifeline? Like, would they have not failed at whatever was bothering them? Have you ever looked at something like that? Because every day when I wake up and I work out, that gives me the purpose to keep going. It's not just my husband. It's not just my son. It's finding that mental thing for me in that release from exercising, the concentration that it gives me to be able to put my energy into something. And a lot of people, if you haven't struggled, sorry, my dog opened the door. If you haven't struggled, it's hard to put yourself in that place. But knowing, if you know somebody who has, or you have, it's nice to be able to put yourself in that perspective. So if you know somebody who's struggling, even if it's somebody, a lot of times people see, and I know I at least I do, I have a couple of people who have like either eating disorders or borderline. And I want to reach out to them so badly, but I feel like I'm putting myself in their failure. I don't want to encourage them to feel like they need to be dieting, because that's not what it's about. And I sometimes that may be taken the wrong way. But I encourage you to reach out to people if you think that they've struggled, or they ever have, or they have, to reach out and ask them if, tell them you would think they'd be an amazing coach. Tell them that you have an amazing opportunity for them. Tell them what you've done. If you're a brand new coach, tell them what it's done for you. What did your challenge group do for you? It made you want to be a coach for some reason. Is it because you got in shape? Or is it because you had fun in there? I know I joined because I had fun in my challenge group. That was fun. It was to save money. Okay, let's not lie. But people need something to do, and it's not, okay, I work 4 jobs, I have something to do. But like I said, my 2 jobs were mindless jobs. I went there, I did the same thing. I waited tables. I went back and forth to 2 different jobs, waitressing. And that was it. It gave me no purpose. It was not fulfilling. I help people every single day. And it might not be, okay, you've changed your life amazingly in the last week, but I've had people just message me randomly and say, you know what, I didn't give up my running because you post every day about working out. So maybe they're not joining you, but they're still watching. So I want to flip it around a little bit now, because I feel like I've been very serious, and I'm not serious. Everybody knows that. So I feel like I see Sheena going, no, you're not. So I want to kind of make you laugh, because I know that's what I like to do on these calls. I like to smile and laugh. So I went And I super put myself out there. This call super put me out there, like out of my comfort zone, guys. I'm way out of it. And last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, because last week was Super Saturday. 2 weeks ago, I went and started going to gyms and asking them if I could do Insanity Live classes. I was like, what am I going to do? My husband was like, you're just going to go and you're going to ask them if you can do it. And my team was saying, you're going to go and what are they going to do? Tell you no? It doesn't mean anything happened. Maybe you'll learn something. And so I went to a couple of gyms, and of course, they told me no. And it didn't hurt my feelings, though. And I did learn. I learned a few things, actually, that I would have never known about those specific gyms or about those places that I would have never known it if I hadn't gone in there and asked to talk to somebody. Hey, can I do an insanity class? It's awesome. We sweat, we jump around. It's awesome. It doesn't sound as crazy as it is. Or it's not as crazy as it sounds, you know? And a lot of people are familiar with it, but there's other things that go along with that. But I went on a whim 2 days before an Insanity Live class, and I signed up for it. And I swear to you guys, I was the same way when I started this call. I was the same way that Saturday morning. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, and I was so nervous. I was like, I'm not going to pass this class. I'm going to fall down. I'm not going to be able to breathe. I might die. This is insane. What am I thinking? But I didn't. Actually, I don't know if you can fail. Maybe you can. But none of us did. And we had fun. And I met new people. And I learned that maybe I'm a little bit of an introvert because I do maybe sit in my house all day long. Maybe I'm a little introverted, but I can make friends very easly, apparently, which I thought I lost the ability to do after 10th grade. But apparently I have built up some sort of energy, personal development, guys, personal development, that is positive and has been drawing people towards me, which is just insane to me because forever I have been the person that people like just don't talk to because I just don't give off I don't give off a Lindsay Stais vibe. She gives off a very pleasant vibe for anybody who hasn't been around her. It's like angelic. I've never given that off. And since I've really started thinking, especially the last couple of weeks, like, I can do this. Like, there is no way I'm going to be like, well, I'm not good enough. And, well, somebody told me no. So I guess I quit. I've turned it around and I thought, well, dang, what can I do different? What could I have said different? Could I have acted different? And I swear to you, I've had strangers walk up to me in the store and just be like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, what? Who says that? Like, I had somebody walk up to me at the store and just start a conversation with me. And that's never happened to me in my entire life. I don't know if she was on like a challenge or something. Like, go start a conversation with a random person, which you should do, by the way. Your waitress, your cashier, talk to them all. But I don't know what it is. And then I noticed that happened to me just yesterday. Did I leave my house yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And I realized that it's all about being in the mindset that you can do it and that you are good enough. So if you don't think that you're good enough, you are. You really are, or you wouldn't be here. You know, if you don't think that you're good enough, why not? Is it because somebody told you no? And I know quite a few people here are workers. They're still working outside their house, and having a steady paycheck is really having the fear of losing that from staying up too late and not waking up for work on time, or being stressed out from it. The stress of having a steady paycheck really holds people back. It does. It'll hold you back if you let it, to not really reach out to your own greatness. And I learned, you know where I learned that, guys? I'll give you one guess. Personal development. Your inability to focus on the belief that you have in yourself really does hold you back. And if you don't stick true to what you are and what you believe you can do and what you want to do with yourself, you can't get there. So believe in yourself. I mean, for the love of God, just do it. I mean, can everybody here agree that that is the number one thing that you need to do, is just know that you can do it? If you know you can do it, does that mean that you'll do it? If you write it down, if you say it, if you believe it, you'll do it. You're not going to fail. You're going to learn how to get to where you want to be. So if you message me and you say, hey, you want to join my challenge group? And I'm like, no, or I ignore you, which happens all the time. And somebody says, and then you ask them again, or maybe talk to them. Maybe it's somebody you know, and that's how you talk to them. Like, hey, you want to join my challenge group? No. Okay. I mean, are you going to ask them again, but like maybe talk to them? Like, hey, guess what? I just started this really awesome thing. And, I think you would be great, and I think you'd have a lot of fun. Or I'm giving away prizes. I mean, I know not everybody can do that, but I like to have some sort of incentive. Like, I've got a prize we're going to do for a challenge. So if you want to go ahead and have fun and win free things and meet new people, that'd be great. And you don't have to do anything. Just sit on your computer. And I know you do that anyway. So let's do it. I know you can, and I know you want to. So, and I know you see me having fun and going to Nashville and going on a cruise, and I'm going to California. I'm going to the New Leader Conference, and I want you there. And what they're going to do is say, okay, yeah, sure, maybe I'll try it. Or they're going to say, no, that's not really for me. No, thanks. But guess what? When they see you actually doing all of those things because you believed you were actually going to do it, they're going to go, wow, she's in Mexico right now. Just like she said she was going to be. With what is it you're doing? Like, who are you and what are you doing? How did you get from here, small town, northern Minnesota, to now you're on a cruise in Jamaica? How did you do that? I want to go. Like, right? How many people haven't gone somewhere? I didn't until I was 25. And I moved out of the country, guys. I packed up and I moved. That was facing failure. That was 100% facing any sort of potential what ifs could happen. Sold my car, quit my job, and left. for an experience. And that's what this all is. It's your experience, it's your life, and it's your journey. And you're making a journey to live the life you want to live, to help people accomplish the dreams that you have, to help people accomplish what you've accomplished. Maybe you've lost 100 pounds. I mean, I don't know if anybody on here has. Maybe you've lost 50 pounds. Maybe you've toned up after having a baby. And you want to share that. You have 5 friends that are having babies right now. What can you do for them? What are they going to say? Well, I don't feel good. And, well, no. Okay, I don't feel good either. I'm sick. Dang, girl, come on, let's go. Let's do this. It's going to make you feel better. So I don't want to ramble, and I kind of skipped over half of my notes and missed the whole thing there, which wouldn't make any sense right now. Instead of keeping everybody on for like me trying to backtrack myself and ramble, I guess I'm done, guys. Just believe in yourself. Go talk. I want everybody here to go talk to a stranger tomorrow and see what they say to you. Just go talk to them. Just absolutely, what are they going to do? Tell you to get away from them? Okay, face it. Face that. Get away from me. Who are you, you weirdo? And go do it. Maybe it'll be somebody that you actually hit it off with for 10 minutes and you'll say, hey, do you have a Facebook? I would love to keep chatting with you. I did that at Starbucks today, guys. I've never done that before in my life. And she's my friend now. And she has purple hair, which is awesome. So, go do that. Lisa, I see you. Go do it. So go get yourself uncomfortable, guys. Seriously. I want to see it all in DFG, your groups, everywhere tomorrow. I want to see what you did and what happened when you talked to somebody. That's your call to action.
Thank you, Angela. I actually love that call to action, and it's so true. You just kind of got to get uncomfortable sometimes. I think the best way to greet a stranger is to smile, and the same thing that happened to Angela is a compliment. I mean, everyone likes to receive a compliment, and that was actually, I was challenged to do that by an old corporate mentor. It's like, how long has it been since you've talked about your business to a stranger that you've met out in public and not on social media? I'm like, never, how, that's crazy. Who wants to do that? But you know what? It kind of is cool to get uncomfortable. I reached out after reading GoPro by Eric Worre. He can pump you up and make you feel like you can do anything. So I'm reading, and it's like, talk to a stranger about the next event you have happening. So Tony and I are in a restaurant, and I'm like, the server's kind of cool, he's cool. I bet he would be good. And I pitched to him like our Super Saturday event coming up in Minnesota, and he straight up declined, like turned me down and was like, no, and I was like, oh my gosh, let's get out of here, But I did it, and it was weird and uncomfortable, and it's like, man, I just grew a little bit because facing obstacles grows you. But thank you so much, Angela. Thank you for that call to action. I strive to make friends everywhere I go, and it starts with just smiling and striking a conversation. Ask them how their day is going. Again, thanks for the call. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you stepping outside of your comfort zone to lead us tonight. And thanks, guys, for getting on, and I will talk to you soon.